Hey y'all, welcome to Words of Wisdom, Gurus and Grandmas. I am your host, Stephanie, and this is a series that is really about taking some of those words that we may have heard growing up, or maybe we read them, were forced to read them, heard people around us say them, and we didn't really understand them. And so, together, for as long as it takes, but not too long, we are going to unpack some of what that means, and then we're going to question together. And so, this is a different type of space. I call this a conscious contemplative state, and that's just big words to say we are thinking about these things on purpose and expansively. And so, shoulda wish I had some good lip gloss. If y'all know any, let me know in the comments. But anyway, this is really a space where we can be ourselves, and I got my notebook so I don't forget, and because I want to be really intentional. And so I intend that this space be a space of reconnection with the truth of you through the words of them, for the greatest good and with the highest love. Ashe. And so, with that being said, this is a space where we talk about some of those phrases that we've heard or interacted with. Maybe we've seen them on shows and popular culture. Maybe we've heard them as lyrics and songs, because I am a music lover. And so, we got to bring some of that wisdom into this space. And so, whether it is from songs or poetry or movies or wherever we are, or everyday life, we are exploring words of wisdom that exist in the world and unpacking it, thinking through it a little bit. And so, if you got some time, so do I am in front of my heater, so if you hear it going on and off, I apologize. I might give me a little microphone. Let me know if that's necessary. But yeah, I just wanted to get this thing started because you deserve that. So, anyways, we are going to get started with my definition of grandmas. So, grandmas are for me a spirit. When I was little, I had the privilege ish of having multiple grandmother figures in my life. And at that time, I did not appreciate the diversity of ways that these grandmothers showed up, because I had this very fairy tale expectation of, like, oh yeah, grandmas get their grandkids every weekend, they bake cookies, they do all of these things. And that was not my experience. And so, for me, grandmas is not just a person or a role in a family. It's a spirit, it's an energy, it's what the people where I'm from would call an old soul. um and for me, that person can be any age. And so I have been called an old soul for a while now. I have a daughter who is currently 7, who, baby, from birth, I knew this child was wise, okay? And so we, like, can receive from individuals of any age, because age does not equate to wisdom. I'm just saying, if you didn't know, now you know. And so, um, yeah, this is about words from people of any age that just got some wisdom. And so, this first one that we are going to talk about is, I'm not one of your little friends. Drop in the comments if you have ever heard or used "I'm not one of your little friends"? Maybe it's been your friend or your cousin, maybe it was your auntie, maybe it was your mama, maybe it was your grandma, maybe it was your auntie. But some adults in your life who had guardianship over you, who you were like, oh yeah, that's my best friend, that's my best friend when you were little. And they were like, baby, I'm not one of your little friends. I am, you know, for me, this is absolutely what I have had to have time and time again because I have girls. I have three girls, and each of them has, Mommy is my best friend. And I'm like, I love you, but I am your mother. And as I have gone through different types and levels of healing, I have more deeply understood what that actually meant. But in essence, I meant that as your mother, I am going to have different responsibilities, different perspectives, different things that I am going to have to weigh, different decisions and desires for you than what your friends will have because I have a part in you, right? You are a part of me. And so there is a part of me that understands you on a much deeper level, even if I can't always verbally say that. And so sometimes when a mother says, I'm not one of your little friends, it can be referring to the fact that mothers have a unique position, whether it is to a biological child or a child of another sort. Mothers are protectors. When I have looked at National Geographic, animal, lions, aquatic animals, whales, and things, oftentimes it is the females, the mothers, that are the most fiercely protective. Baby, have you all seen them elephants? They don't play. And not only do they protect their own, they circle around and protect each other's. And so it becomes a lot like that village, like that tribe that used to exist, but it is much more difficult in these modern times when there's so much expectation, when there's so much confusion and mistrust because so many people trying to do it for the gram and do it for likes and get all of these um, instant gratification and quick fixes to things that nobody wants to take the time and invest the energy to actually get the quality of things that there could be. And so when mama say, I ain't one of your little friends, absolutely, it does not mean to me that does not mean that your mother doesn't love you, doesn't want to, see you do good things and see you happy and be a confidant, be a person that you can talk to and depend on. But they also want you to maybe understand or consider that your friends have limitations in how they will show up for you, when they will show up for you, to what capacity they will show up for you, because they have other responsibilities. And not all mothers are good mothers. And not all mothers are going to show up because of desire or because of choice in the same ways. Those are just facts. But when you do have a mother that expresses to you that they are not showing up as your friend because they are desiring and choosing to show up as your mother, maybe it's not as bad as they said, as they try to make it sound, right? So that's my 2 cents. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments if you've heard that. And if you can, the most important part of this to me is, are there any pieces of that, either the phrase itself or the way we talked about it or the way that it sparked you to think about it? Are there ways within that you can take out maybe just a thing or two and carry forward with you? And what would carrying that forward look like? So for me, it was taking this piece of, oh yeah, mothers have a different role, which I didn't understand fully until I became a mother myself. And so, understanding mothers have a different role, and it is okay for you to stand in the power and privilege of whatever role you are going to be in, as long as you are doing that with responsibility, with intention, and to me, with love. And so, let me know what y'all think, what you took away, and how you can carry that forward. I am carrying that forward through sitting and providing space for curiosity and exploration and love unconditionally. You don't have to agree with me. That is not the intention of this space. It The intention of this space is to simply allow you to be curious together. And so I hope that I cultivated that, and I hope that you will come back and see me. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel called to do so, and I will be back. And we're going to talk about some more words of wisdoms from the gurus and the grandmas. If y'all got suggestions of words of wisdom that you have heard, feel free to drop those in the comments too, because yeah, it takes a village truly. I love you, and I will see you next time. Peace.